In 1996, a fresh out of high school Kobe Bryant was selected number 13th overall to the Charlotte Hornets, immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac. That year turned out to be one of the best NBA drafts ever. Allen Iverson, my favorite player ever, go number 1. Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury. It was stacked to the gills. But in reference to that draft class and all the teams that passed up on Kobe Bryant, Nike is dropping a huge blind box pack with a bunch of colorways, with one special colorway reserved for the Lakers gold, but there's only a 4% chance of getting the Lakers colorway. So as someone that never ever wins any like raffles, lottery, competitions, nothing like that when it comes down to pure luck, I just never win it. We'll see. We will see if this time I strike out. Here we go. Am I going to get the lucky Lakers colorway? There we go, fellas. Here we go. All right. Okay. So you do see on the bag all the colorways that are possible. The moment of truth. Moment of truth. I did not get the Lakers colorway. What is this one? Red? What is this? Let me see. Okay. So, what I did get, this is the Toronto colorway. This shoe dropped on July 3rd for $200. Of course, it is one of many colorways, all of them blind boxes. First impressions of this shoe, the Kobe 4 is one of my favorite Kobe shoes ever. It's either the Kobe 1 or the 4, not in terms of the performance, but more in terms of just how it looks. I really like the silhouette of the 4s. It is, of course, the first Kobe Bryant shoe that went low top, and it really kind of started a popular trend amongst NBA players, amongst basketball players in general. He was not the first one. Steve Nash, Gilbert Arenas, he already actually had an Adidas low cut for him before Kobe came out with his signature shoe. But Kobe really made it like a thing. So the origin story behind that was Kobe is a big fan of soccer, and he was wondering why soccer players don't have like a ton of ankle injuries, even though they wear low-cut sneakers. So the belief back then was the higher top it was, the less likely you were going to injure your ankles. But Kobe challenged it, and it does prove out to be true. Most NBA players now do wear low-top sneakers. So yeah, Kobe, right again. And in terms of the materials, of course, you would just get this leather layer, and underneath you will get the actual colorway for this shoe. This is what it looks like without the white. Actually looks kind of nice there. And what I really like about this colorway specifically is the swoosh. So this red swoosh outline really makes the shoe pop. The swoosh itself actually is like patent leather. I don't think it's like genuine leather underneath. It's just like a patent glossy piece on that swoosh. You will see this mesh tongue that provides some ventilation there, along with the toe box, going all the way up to the Mamba logo. And that, if you didn't know, that is inspired by a sword in the sheath. And Kobe, he did get his nickname from the movie Kill Bill. And then right behind the tongue, you will see on the left shoe, 1996 draft. And then on the right shoe, number 13, that was the place he got drafted, K. Bryant. And in terms of the laces out of the box, you would just get white laces with extra set of purple laces, and that purple raptor color. I actually really like that. the old school like 90s Raptors jerseys, or like 90s going to early 2000s, that is like one of the best NBA jerseys ever, and a lot of it had to do with this shade of purple. So I really like that they gave us this choice, and I think it's gonna look really good after I get rid of the white kind of top layer of this shoe. Now moving around to the booty of the shoe, you will see this TPU heel counter with Kobe Bryant's signature, as well as 24 that is embroidered on the booty of the shoe, but on the left shoe, it actually has the number 8. Now, of course, Kobe Bryant wore 2 numbers in his career, 8 and 24. And in terms of the cushioning of the Kobe 4 Protros, it does come with a Phylon midsole with a large Zumia unit in the heel. That is it. Barely any changes to the Kobe 4 Protro. Super disappointing there. It just feels kind of outdated. The responsiveness, the kind of softness within the cushion, it just lags behind a lot of modern day shoes. It is pretty stiff, like a lot of Phylon midsoles can come. So especially for someone that is 35 years old, on the wrong side of their 30s, the stiffness is just a little bit too harsh on my knees, on my back. But if you're a younger player, this might work still pretty well. One good thing about like stiffer type of cushioning setups is when you push off, it's like super firm, so you feel like more of that explosion come back, and it feels good. So imagine like you pushing off something really soft, just has too much give. It's going to be a bit of lag time to when that kinetic energy kind of comes back to your body. Something more stiff does help in that regard, but I think this type of Phylon midsole setup with that large zoom air in the heel, just at this stage of my life, it's too firm for me. And in terms of traction, this shoe does come with these kind of semi-milky, translucent type of outsoles, and it does have this multi-directional setup. The traction on the Kobe 4s have always been really good. Why fix it when it ain't broke? This might attract a little bit more dust with this type of material, but it does grip really well. You might have to wipe your shoes a few times, but traction wise, you really can't go wrong with the Kobe 4s. Some shoes are slightly better, but I would say if you're in at least a decently maintained gym, Kobe 4 traction is good. And if you wanted to play outdoors in this, I would not recommend it. I don't think it's like the toughest and stiffest strong rubber. And also you're paying $200 for a Kobe shoe. I would not recommend it just in general. And you will see in this midfoot area, of course, this little carbon fiber poking through. So the Kobe 4s does come with a carbon fiber midfoot plate. Now that provides torsional rigidity as well as stability there, so you don't want your shoes to bend or twist too easily. It also helps with kinetic energy return. So carbon fiber, number one, super lightweight, doesn't add too much weight to a basketball shoe, something Kobe Bryant was obsessed about. It also helps with returning more kinetic energy back to your feet. Now this midfoot plate doesn't extend like full length, so some shoes has like a full or nearly full length carbon fiber plate, which can feel kind of stiff, especially when you're not used to it, and doesn't give as much flexibility in terms of the motion. But this, being a midfoot plate, doesn't have that. So I really like that there. Now overall support wise, I think the Kobe 4s are really good, especially for someone with my type of weight. I'm a lightweight player, I'm not a huge athlete. It really does the job with a very solid TPU heel counter, as well as the carbon fiber shank, as well as the materials itself on the shoe, and the relatively wide base and outrigger of the Kobe 4 all does a very good job in terms of kind of providing that side stability as well as support. And in terms of the insoles, it is actually mismatched. On the left shoe, you'll see number 2. That is where the Raptors drafted that year. They selected Marcus Camby, and the quality is very average. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. This is the hardest thing about Kobe's shoes. The man must have just the narrowest feet. Actually, like a lot of Nike basketball shoes have very slim and like straggly toe boxes, but I feel like Kobe's are the tightest of them all. So Kobe 4s, I have to go up half a size. That leaves a little bit of wiggle room in the heel, so I do feel some heel slippage there. It is not the best for like lockdown if you have like wide and fat feet like me. So just no real perfect solution. And in terms of the weight of the shoe, it might not seem like such a big deal like in 2026, but back in the day, Kobe was mad obsessed about taking every single ounce off that he possibly could. So this at the time was actually, was it the lightest Nike basketball shoe? I believe so. It was definitely one of the lightest. So it really was kind of groundbreaking back then. And still, I think in 2026, even though it is not the lightest shoe you can get on the market, it definitely still holds up. Now, usually for basketball shoes, I don't give it a sole score. The metrics just don't really make sense. But overall verdict of the Kobe 4 Pro Tros, in terms of performance, it is outdated. It is definitely outdated, and it just lacks any type of actual performance retro upgrades that are significant. The cushioning is, still pretty firm, still pretty stiff. It just kind of lacks the responsiveness of modern day Nike or Jordan brand shoes, especially at this price. But I knew that going in. What I didn't know was the colorway that I was going to get, but I'm such a huge fan of Kobe Bryant, I was willing to take a chance and hopefully get the special colorway. Even though I didn't get it, I'm gonna say I'm still pretty pleased just adding another Kobe to my rotation, because that is the legacy of the Beam. 6 years after he passed away, his shoes are still as popular as ever. So that's it. Thanks for watching. So inclined. Let me know what you think of the Kobe 4 Pro Tro Raptors. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.